Hello, all. Welcome to Off the Cuff. And today's show, I'm definitely going to learn a lot about speaking up and presenting yourself because my guest today is Kesinee Angkustsiri YIp. Kesinee, welcome to Off the Cuff.
Namrita, thank you so much for having me here today.
It's my pleasure. A little bit about Kesinee. Kesinee is a communications strategist, speaker, and co author of Yes and For Success, a book that explores how improvisation can transform leadership, creativity, and human connections. With over 2 decades of experience advising executives in healthcare, tech, and government, including organizations like Kaiser, Permanente, and Blue Shield of California, she now focuses on helping people show up with presence, adaptability, and confidence in high pressure moments. She is an award winning communications leader with recognition from Stanford Graduate School of Business and the International Association of Business Communicators. She is also a mother, community builder, and is involved with the Bamboo organization supporting Southeast Asian community initiatives, including the SE Asian Songkran Festival in San Francisco, and that's happening this May. So this is all about Kesinee. Congratulations on the book first.
Thank you so much. I remember when we met,
Yes.
we were just talking about it, and it slipped my mind that it had been that long since you and I had reconnected.
Absolutely, and thank you for reaching out. So tell me a little bit about yourself, Kesinee, and what led you to the work you're doing right now? Yeah.
Oh wow! I've always got to start with my parents and my
Okay.
background, my family. I was born in Brooklyn, New York, of Thai immigrant parents who came over to pursue their medical education.
Oh, wow.
Back when a lot of professionals were there was a shortage because of the Vietnam War.
Right.
Right, and so they came over and they did that, and I, got to call Brooklyn, New York, my home for a little bit, then New Jersey, but also grew up in Thailand for some of it, and lived, studied, and worked there, as well as here, and spent after graduating from high school in New Jersey, which is a very different place than California.
Then Bay Area or California, yeah, itself,
Yes.
I have to say.
So fast forward, went to school here in the Bay Area and pursued my degrees and raised my family, met my husband, raised my two children, and we live in San Francisco.
Amazing, amazing. And you've dealt with so many big corporations in different fields, and you've worked in high pressure jobs. So what does success mean to you now?
Oh, wow. That is such a great question, because you often find, over time, you find that success isn't just, it isn't really about the titles or the accolades, so much as, to me, living a meaningful life. And when you live a meaningful life, for me, that means having involvement and connection with your community.
Okay.
And that leads me to the activities and the things that I do today to help people be more present, be more connected, and to be able to build things together.
Wonderful answer, I have to say. So you are the one who believes in human connections and collaborations, I
Absolutely.
feel, right? And we also talked about an incident. Your daughter is now working herself, and you are a child of an immigrant parents here. What I see is women in tech are perceived differently. Sometimes, do you think there's pressure of women to look a certain way when they go to office, or and you talked about your daughter getting into a beauty pageant, which surprised no end, because, so tell me a little bit about that. What went on?
So growing up, my daughter, quite talented academically and also athletically as well. And growing up, we'd take her up to Tahoe, we'd go skiing, and people would knock her on her helmet and say, hey bud, not knowing that she was a girl.
Okay.
And she said, I'm taking that as a compliment,
Yeah.
Ma. So I thought that was really interesting. You know, it's one of the poignant things that you observe as a parent. It's like, so
Yeah.
what do you do and say about that?
Okay.
And then to your point about the different standards in the workplace too, I had a discussion with some friends about in the workplace, if you're male and you have salt and pepper hair, well, you're seasoned. If you're female and you have salt and pepper hair, perhaps you're not
Very true.
as groomed or to the
Yes,
point.
yes.
It is definitely a different standard. So you're asking about the surprise that I had when she announced to me, hey mom, I'm going to go participate in this pageant. You know, being an Asian American mom, initially I was taken aback because it did not fill my image of what's the word I should use? It didn't fill my image or meet the image that I was expecting of
Maybe from your daughter, or
yeah, from my daughter, right? You know, she'd graduated from UC Berkeley, electrical engineer, computer scientist, and suddenly, hey, I want to go do a pageant, and she hadn't expressed interest before. I think it was more about her being. It was a little bit incongruous with what I'd known about my daughter. And then she explained to me, well, I prodded a little. I said, so what is it? She said, I want to have an environment that's more like a sorority. In my field, I'm surrounded by men. She's been mansplained many, many times. She wants to say things and has been steamrolled over and has shared with me a number of incidents. And she said, you know, it'd be great to just be with a bunch of women and learn from them.
Oh
I
my.
said, and how can you, you know, as a parent, what do you say to that?
Absolutely.
You support it, of course.
Yeah. That was amazing. And did she really enjoy the experience? Or
She did.
Okay.
She enjoyed it tremendously. And when we got into it and I got to see the behind the scenes, my mind was changed completely.
Oh, how so?
I was surprised in how rigorous the process was and how much training was involved in skills like public speaking, networking, presenting yourself.
Very true.
And this is not just about the products and the things you do to style yourself. It's about your personal brand and being very intentional. It's about how you carry yourself. They even offered an etiquette class.
Oh, okay.
A lot of people don't study etiquette anymore.
Etiquette at all,
right? You know, where do the forks go? Where do the spoons go? Where do the knives go? All of that. And so put it all together, I think that fundamentally it helped her develop and grow in a way that others may not have had the opportunity to grow.
And I think she was brave enough to put herself in the circle that was not the most comfortable for her, I'll say.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And you always learn something when you, go to that kind of a area where you feel, okay, this is maybe completely not for us, but I'm going to try it.
Right.
So I'm sure she can. So what did it teach her and you about standing out and, having the confidence?
Well, here you go. That's the exact word, right?
Okay.
Confidence.
Confidence, yeah.
It comes back to confidence and the idea that confidence isn't something you just pick up. Confidence comes from experience. It comes from making mistakes. It comes from learned experience with other people and what you do to integrate that and do something differently the next time. It's not, oh my gosh, I made a mistake,
same.
terrible me, oh my gosh, I wish I didn't do it. No. It's about, okay, this is a mistake that happened, this is something that happened, and look at it from the lens of, how can I learn from this? What will I commit to doing differently next time?
Next time, yeah.
Yeah, and so I saw confidence bloom, not just in her, but in many of the other young women who were a part of this.
Yeah, kudos to these girls who can walk the ramp and look so good. And, I'm sure they have their insecurities there, but the way they, go about it is just crazy. I've judged a few, small pageants here and there myself. So I really admire the way they go about
Yep.
it. Now, coming to your book,
Yes.
and for Success.
Yes.
So you are now teaching improv as a life and leadership skill. So tell me a little bit about that. I mean,
Sure.
improv is something which is, again, is it learned or is it a news or all about
So from confidence, I think that's a nice segue into improv. This is one of the reasons I focus on improv. I help leaders, people, teams
Okay.
train in some very specific skills. Listening intently, watching, visual cues, physical cues, listening for verbal cues, all of that to help connect people better, to help
Okay.
them become more empathetic with one another. And you realize that presence and being present is what it's all about. You can try to memorize words. You ever try to memorize for an interview?
Memorizing is difficult for
It
me.
doesn't
I mean, yeah.
work as well.
Yes,
Because
yes.
as I say, you have to win the hearts and the minds of people. And how are you going to do that if you haven't won your own heart and mind? It takes that confidence that whatever's going to happen here in the present will be handled, and I will handle it. And that comes from a different frame of mind. I call it a different frame of mind, and I think improv is perfect at training that because there are no mistakes. This concept of yes and
Yeah.
is to make your partner look good. It takes the focus away from you and puts it on your partner. So let's say you and I were in an exercise together.
Okay.
And we have to tell a story, and I start with A, you go B, C, D. Each word has a different letter. And I bungle something up, and I choke when it comes to E. We don't say, oh man, you stay. It's not that. We laugh and we move on and we start over. So the idea is that you just do it over and over again until you get faster and better.
Oh, okay.
And it's about making one another look good. There are no wrong answers. The spirit is you can learn from every mistake. There's opportunity all around you if you just take a look and keep open to it. And remember I was talking about interviewing. If you're busy worried about how am I going to sound? How am I going to look? Did I get that right? How hard is it to focus on the people around you? You're not focusing on the people around you. You're probably not even making eye contact.
Yeah, because you're too much
You're inward.
into your,
So I think that's a fundamental shift. And for me, someone who, it's ironic because I've been public relations for decades and decades, and early in my career, I was helping spokespeople look and sound as they should. I was behind the scenes.
Oh.
And then when it came time for me later on, a little further in my career, to actually speak up and actually be the person in the front, it was butterflies.
Yeah.
So I had to take a little bit of my own medicine there and train. And so I found it to be so effective myself that I just had to share it. And my co-author, Kevin Weinstein, feels the same way.
Yeah, and now with, the tech scenario changing, more and more digital and AI coming in, human connections deteriorating, I'll say, in certain ways. That's why I'm saying listening is such a tool now. And, narrative and storytelling has become, again, a big tool again in people's hands, because storytelling and narratives can shape your mind and your leadership skills in certain ways. Like you've said in the book, I briefly browsed through your book, and you said instead, yes, and is so important. So use and rather than but. I think there was something.
In fact, there's an exercise we do.
Yes.
Anybody can try this, in fact. If you try to go about for the next 5 minutes, and in any interaction you have with anyone, they say something to you, you say yes, but, and then have that conversation. Then you switch
to and.
Switch off, and then replay it, and you react. Your action is instead yes and.
Oh, okay.
You'll experience the power of yes and being more expansive, opening more possibilities rather than railroading and shutting down people around you.
I could feel that. That is so true, because you're kind of being more, inclusive. You're not just getting rid of the other person's point of view.
That's right. You're open to it.
Yeah.
It's being considered. It's not being discarded. And I think that helps
Absolutely.
everybody get along a little bit better, right?
But one more thing is, in certain ways, I will call myself an introvert. I'm doing a public show here and talking to, different people, but inherently, I think I'm an introvert. I love
Yeah.
my own space. So, is improv, great for introverts too? Or it's difficult for them?
Absolutely. I
Okay.
think everyone and anyone, the shyest of
Okay.
shy people can do it because these are
Oh.
trainable skills, just like riding a bike.
Oh.
Playing a musical instrument. The more you do it, the more you do these exercises, the more second nature they become. So I highly encourage it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, and where can people find you, Kesinee, if they need to talk to you or have a, session with you all? Yeah.
So www.creativecatalyst.works.com. Okay, that's one place.
Yeah. Okay. So creativecatalyst.works.com is the place you can get in touch with Kesinee. She is also on LinkedIn, and you can find her there. Her first name spellings are Kesinee, right? And so tell me, about your cultural roots.
Yeah, I was
Yes.
going to say the
Yes.
other reason, the other reason I was so happy when you invited me to come was I wanted to also share. So you were talking about pageants earlier, and
Yes.
and in your previous, previously you'd been involved as well. And so I don't know if you know. So I'm part of a team which is the Bamboo Organization,
Yes.
which has been set up to help the immigrant community
Okay.
fight human trafficking as well as financial fraud, some very important issues.
Okay.
And this year we are putting on, for the first time, a large-scale Southeast Asian Songkran Festival. Songkran is a New Year's festival, traditional New Year's festival in many Southeast Asian cultures involving water.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And so at this event from 11 to 6 on May 16th, we're going to have elders and dignitaries doing water blessings for people. So it's sort of like wash out the old and bring in the new.
So a Buddhist ceremony?
Or is it? It's I think Buddhists do it, but also others can participate.
Okay.
And as part of that, we will also have a pageant. So
Oh,
there's going to be
nice.
music,
Okay.
culture, many booths of food.
Oh, lovely.
Right? And performances.
And where is it? Where can people get the tickets, or is it free?
So it is free to the public, and it's family friendly. It's at Fulton Plaza, which is between the Asian Art Museum and the San Francisco Public Library, so accessible by public transportation.
Okay.
May 16th, 11. That's Saturday, May 16th, from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m.
Oh, it's a whole day affair.
Yes, a whole day affair, and the pageant is open to all. All backgrounds.
Oh, nice. Okay.
And all ages.
Okay. Oh,
as
that's
well.
also good. Very inclusive.
Yes, very inclusive. So if anybody's interested, we are so happy to welcome everybody
And
to
which
join
page
in.
should they go to, or who?
Oh,
again? Yeah.
so look up the Bamboo Organization.
The Bamboo Organization.
And
Okay.
then Songkran, Songran, is what to Google. Southeast Songkran Festival, Songkran.
Oh.
Songkran
Yes.
Festival.
Okay.
It's also an official event of the Asian American Pacific Islander Heritage Month.
Nice. Oh, wow. Wow.
So we'd love to have as many people
Absolutely,
join as
yeah.
possible in
Yes.
the celebration.
So May 16th in San Francisco. Look into it, listeners. And Kesinee, one more thing. Like, you said you've grown up and you've done your schooling here, and then you've also gone back to Thailand for a
Yes.
bit, and then you keep coming. So anything about your experience as an immigrant growing up here in US, and what can you tell your daughter now that she is all adult and working and everything? How should she navigate this?
Wow, I think that being part of an immigrant family
Yeah.
is such a blessing. A lot of people talk about the challenges. We all know what the challenges are. There are so many, especially now.
Yeah.
I'll leave it at that. And as an immigrant family, someone with an immigrant background, you're exposed to so much more, so many more different perspectives, right?
Very
I've
true.
lived all over the United States. I've lived in New York, Atlanta, in Texas
Wow.
before coming to the Bay Area. And it is different. We are blessed to be where we are. We love the Bay Area, and we are blessed with so many different perspectives and an openness, I think, that you may not find everywhere in the world. You know, and that's a true gift. And as for my daughter, I'm grateful for her. I learn as much from her as I think she does from me. It's by keeping my eyes open that I learned, you know, what her experiences could teach me,
Very
quite
true.
honestly, right? And she's doing great. She decided to take up, you know, Thai in college, and then has a tutor now, and is, you know, really ramping up her language skills so that she can enjoy all there is to offer when you are bicultural, tricultural, or whatever it is.
Absolutely. The more you, learn, the better you get. And I think it brings another perspective to your personality, I'll say, the more you know. And obviously you went to school here and college here. I came here as a, traveling spouse. And so I had no clue about the culture. There was no internet that time. Briefly, whatever you've read in the novels or the, Hollywood movies or whatever. So it wasn't, the world wasn't that small when, in the, before internet. And so for me it was so difficult as a young bride and as a with a young child. I had my daughter really early in marriage and raising kids here, and it was very confusing. But now I see, parents need to be open to learning from their children also.
Yes.
That is the most important for immigrants like us, because we come with so much of our own traditional, which is wonderful in certain ways, certain things, but it can also be a baggage, or it can also be a little difficult and harsh on our kids if we try to, force them into doing certain things.
Yes.
Like you are saying, your daughter is doing it on her own when she's learning Thai, and she wants to know more about the culture. And that's what we also need to, give space to our children to grow.
Space, exactly. I just as a side note, I also have another child, he's in college now.
Okay.
And both children went to all Chinese, the country's first public Chinese language immersion program that teaches both Cantonese as well as Mandarin. As a matter of fact, when you hand your child off in kindergarten, you're not allowed to speak English to the teachers. They don't want the kids to know that the teachers do understand English. And they did, so I sent them to that K through 8. And boy, what a learning experience with all different cultures and backgrounds.
Nice.
And a fabulous program there as well at Alice Fong Yu. Really loved that.
Okay.
But so all to say that I learned a lot from their perspective, having gone to that school. I didn't have the opportunity to go to the Chinese language immersion school myself. So.
Yeah, now it's grown. There's so many, different places that kids can go if they want to, for learning their own culture. So it's getting better.
And what's so magical is when you see that spark in their eye that I'm going to do this. You always hear about the kids in, in church or temple or wherever it is, and it's Sunday school, and they're running around because, gosh, we're not connecting with the kids the right way.
Oh, yes.
Right?
Yeah,
I was probably one of those kids too when I was, when it was my time. But really to see the joy and the interest and the engagement when they decide, I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest gifts I think of all as a parent.
Yes, you feel, wow, yeah, I know, that is true. And
but it requires space, just like you said.
Space is very important. You cannot push it. My kids understand, but they can't speak, or they tend not to speak for now. They're much older. They're much older now. Now they become adults, but when they were growing also, and I did not push them, but I would speak in Hindi to them in the, at home. So they do get it, and they try to speak whenever they go back to India. They speak.
Perfect.
They catch up a little bit.
That's right.
So thank you, Kesinee, for coming. It was such a lovely conversation.
Namrita, pleasure's all mine. I really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. And viewers, this is the book, Yes and for Success, It's available on Amazon and
Yes, it is.
Yes.
And I'm going to be at the Sacramento Book Fair
Okay.
on the 19th of April too.
Oh, okay. So
If
yes,
anyone's there.
yes, definitely, and so do get this book. Take care and be well. Bye for now.